search that fine for you. I do that 3-4 times again, I testify for you. I told I like you, that bitch, I do it all, and I'm around, you scared to do it. I'm not, as long as you joking now in for me, I ain't got it. My bitch, skimming, do it, I ain't your body, as long as you drink.
What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Stormiana, and I am back with another video. Before we get started in today's video, before you like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and follow me on all of my social medias, I want you to go check out my business website. I want you to go check out www.theprincessemporium.com for all your girly special needs. That's 1. 2, I want to thank you all so much for being patient during this giveaway, and I want to thank you so much for joining. I want to thank you for sharing, like, commenting, and subscribing, no matter if you like the content, didn't like the content, or if you just didn't like me, period. Thank you so much to the supporters and the haters. Number 3, I want to make a special announcement. At every 100 subscriber, I will be doing a giveaway all the way up until we get to 1,000 subscribers. Then it'll be every 500 after that. But since we're not there yet, every 100 subscribers. So right now we're on the road to 400, and I am very excited because we don't have far to go. So therefore, this next giveaway is going to be much more organized. It's going to be a lot easier, which is why I'm having such a hard time with this first giveaway. Again, sorry it's late, but there are so many people still pouring in like, hey, I commented here, and it seems like I missed a lot of YouTube comments in general. When I'm looking back at old videos, I'm seeing people comment that I didn't even respond to, and I try to respond to all who I can, but I'm not sure why I haven't seen it. But I am trying to get to everybody. I'm trying to give everybody a fair chance, which is why I'm keeping you updated constantly on TikTok and letting you guys know what's up with the giveaway. So thank you guys so much for being patient. All right, now you can go like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on all of my social medias. Listen in the description box below. Thank you. So here we go. This video is about my toxic family. This is me answering questions about my toxic family, and I'm gonna be looking at my laptop because these are questions that I got asked. So I'm actually just like looking at my messages at these questions, so that I can answer them as we go. So this first question is, what do y'all think about therapy? I do not believe truly my family believes in therapy. I don't. No one has ever gone through therapy and actually ever succeeded in it or have come out with a good outcome. I do not believe it. However, if my children should ever need it, I believe in it for them. Personally, I do not believe in it, but I do not believe, I don't believe my family believes in therapy. Even though we all do need it deeply, but no, we don't. Have y'all ever tried to give each other a chance to address the issue? If so, how did it go? So here's the thing. For some reason, the older generation of my family, which would include at this moment the last living relatives I have, just about my mom and my aunt, see, you can try to address something to them and it'll be seen as disrespectful. That used to be the case because I started disrespecting them and showing them the difference between disrespecting me, telling you where you're wrong at. So now things get swept under the rug. Things are still the same. It's now they're just a little quiet about it. Nobody says anything about it. And the biggest thing my family does is they like to buy you out. So they can know they're wrong, and then the next thing they do, they go buy you a whole bunch of gifts. Now, I know you guys are like, what's the problem with that? I honestly wouldn't view it as a problem if what they did wasn't so major to me. For instance, I have been called extremely homophobic slurs by both my mother and my aunt. And I've been bought out by both of them for each instance, for each situation that occurred. stuff like that is just like, you can't try to buy me out. Now, if you were wrong and you got into an argument over something and then you try to buy me out, of course I'll take it. But stuff like that is just, yeah, they try to buy you out with anything. And I know if they had millions, they literally would buy their way out of trouble. And it's sad because you really gotta watch them. What's one thing you wish people understood about your situation? So I'm gonna assume this question is for my entire situation in life in general, and I just wish people understood that I'm not gonna fail my children. Simply put, like, whether you understand why I did something or anything, like family included, they know like I'm not gonna sit around on my ass and do nothing for them. It's just I've been alone my entire life. Like, so it's like I'm not used to reaching out for help, asking for help or anything like that. So everything that I have, I've gotten on my own. And I am the literal definition of by any means necessary. How did the toxicity affect your self-esteem and your confidence? It didn't, but it affected my mood as a person. See, as a teenager, I was really, really angry because of the stuff that I was going through at home, like before I got put in DHS, and that is a whole, before I was put in the foster system, that's a whole story for another time. But I was an angry person because I felt like everywhere I go, like, damn, these people remind me of my family. Is like, these are the people I'm trying to get away from. Like, these people can't accept you for anything. Like, it almost seemed like I was hated by everybody in my family except for my grandma. Like, and I felt like the outcast of my whole family. So I guess as a teenager, that I want to say it affected me, but it didn't, because I went to the streets and found family. Like, I'm hanging out with drug dealers and killers and niggas that is carrying guns through Gaytown. Like, I found family elsewhere. So I guess as a kid, it made me hate more. But it didn't affect my confidence. Like, I had confidence issues that had started from another situation, which is another story time that I have to get into. But that, my actual family, that didn't start it, something else did. What's your hope for the future? At this point in time, my grandma passed away April 11th of this year. And I believe that everybody is trying to stay together and be cordial because of grandma passing away. Sometimes I feel like some people haven't forgiven people for certain things. I feel like some people haven't even come to terms with things that they did. I'm not even expecting an apology anymore at this point in my life for anything that has ever happened, nor am I going to give one because it happened so long ago. And, you know, things happen, you just kind of get over it. What I'm hoping for the future is that I do not have to put my hands on nobody else in this family moving forward. Like, that is just my main hope. Like, I don't want to get to that point where I feel like I want to put my hands on you because you tried me once again, and I once again had to show you why you were stupid enough to try me. Because at the end of the day, like, my respect is everything to me. Like, you not gonna play with me being you. So it's just like, you know, I really just kind of hope, like, everybody just stay cool for real. Like, I barely talk to anybody anyway. You know, I talk to my mom every couple of days, you know, she talks to the kids, but I just want everybody to be cool, be easy, and just live your life how you live your life, and don't be trying to worry about how somebody else live their life. That's it. Who's your go-to person that helped you get through all of this? It was my grandma. And since she's not here no more, I don't go to anybody. Like, I don't talk to nobody. accept God about my problems nowadays. Like, and sometimes I won't, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I won't pray. Sometimes I just be like, man, it's cool. Like, I ain't even worry about it. The toxicity in my family has honestly subsided. Like, there's still stuff going on, but nothing that actually immediately has to do with me, if that makes sense. Like, it's just like, okay, I'm not even in the same state as anybody in my family, so I'm down here. Like, I'm in Georgia, so like by the time I hear about it, it's just like, my only advice to, you know, anybody, like, leave, fuck them, leave. Like, but that's me. Like, I don't got nobody else to talk to about anything, for real. Growing up, did you experience gaslighting, manipulation, or emotional abuse? All of the above. All of the above. I got called all types of B's and all types of stuff as a kid growing up. Gaslighting was definitely a thing. Like, had me rethinking, like, is there something wrong with me? Whole time is really something wrong with them. Manipulation, yeah, that's like I said, that whole bribing thing has been the thing that's ongoing in my life. Even my grandma has done it. And she's never went as far as anybody else in my family. And I'm always give her a pass for that, because like, she's like, even though her being a Jehovah's Witness, she's never in her life said anything out of way to me for being gay. Even though I know her religion doesn't support it, you know, she never once came out her mouth to say anything disrespectful to me. Not once. Like, not once at all. And it was even just one point in time where, like, she actually liked my ex, and, you know, she call her sometimes and they go out sometimes together. Like, my grandma never did that. But yeah, the manipulation, just like emotional abuse, that's, emotional, physical, sexual. Like, I've been through all of that. Again, these are story times I'm gonna get into, you guys, at a whole different point in time. But yeah, I experienced all types of abuse growing up, and I feel like that kind of shaped me into the mother that I am today, because I don't do those things. I did not carry those traits. Now, obviously, sometimes I do yell at my kids, like, especially when I have told them time and time again to stop doing something, especially if I know what they're doing is going to hurt them. I will yell, like, I will. But I don't. I've never called my children out their name. Never. I have no plans to. They've never been emotionally abused. They are allowed to express their feelings to me as freely and as openly as possible, especially with them being so young. I definitely do enforce that, and I make sure that is a thing we do. When I was a kid, I couldn't, or I was afraid to, because it was always disrespect. You tell somebody how you feel, and this is something I noticed inside of a black household. You tell somebody how you feel and you're being disrespectful. You tell them if they're being wrong about a situation, you're being disrespectful, until y'all end up fighting each other, and then they have a whole different outlook on disrespect. And that's where I feel like I came in at that point in my life where I just snapped, and I done fought everybody in my family, for real. So it's just like, you know, I had to help them understand what was disrespectful and what was me expressing how I feel about certain situations. So yeah, I've been through all of that, but I feel like at the same time, everything I've been through has helped me become a better person, and has at least made me be a better parent. If I'm not able to be the better adult that I can be, at least I know I'm a damn good mom. My kid can't tell me anything. Like, she knows it's okay to be sad, it's okay to be angry, it's okay to have these feelings, and it's definitely okay to come tell mommy about these feelings. I want her to always come and tell me. Even my youngest to tell me, mommy, I don't like that. She say, mommy, I don't want no kisses. Like, these little things I work on to make sure that they understand their feelings are very valid to me. Growing up, my feelings wasn't really valid to too many people. My grandma, you know, I told her stuff when I felt like my life was in danger. Otherwise, I didn't tell her, more or less because my grandma been sick my whole life. I just didn't want to burden her with all of that type of stuff, and my mom wasn't really much so around. Not in the fact that I didn't know who she was, but she just didn't do shit for me growing up. And I didn't know my dad either, so I didn't know my dad at all. It really until I turned 16. So, you know, like all of these things going through, it's like I made sure to be a different person and parent differently than the way that I was brought up. What made you like this? I want to say the trauma I experienced with my family, within my family, it made me like this. Like, sometimes I can see myself being a really angry person. Now, again, not towards my children. I have a hell of a lot of patience in the world for children in general, anybody's kids. But I don't have that for adults. I don't, and it's just like, I don't let people fuck with my emotions, but so many times before it's just like, all right, we done. Cause I've been going through some shit with my family for my whole life. So it's like, I don't let people go but so far. So all of my trauma that I experienced with them, I want to say made me the person I am today, which is fine because in the sense, like, at least emotionally, I know I'm making sure my children okay. At least physically, I know they're okay. So financially, they're fine. So it's just, you know, I make sure of these things, and because of that. But I can't honestly say I have that willpower with adults and with other relationships outside of my children, like dating. It's just like I don't be, yeah. It's not something easy for me to do. I can't lie. I can't even honestly be like I'm working on it because I'm not even working on dating. My last relationship also traumatized me from that too. So it's like, I'm not working on these things because I'm not interested in doing this. So, how do you envision healing and growth? Just being a better version of myself. 2023 and the beginning of 2024, the ending of 2023 and the beginning of 2024 was really hard for me. Like, from the time I got locked up all the way up until February, like, I had a really, really, really hard time in life in general. So, and then things just kept getting harder. No, from December of 22 all the way until 23, like, everything was, from 22 to 23 and all the way until the beginning of 24, it's just like everything was really hard. So what I envision for myself and healing, my healing process, is just me being a better person and putting myself in a better predicament, because that mentally drives me. Me being better in life is a healing thing to me. Like, I don't want the same cycles repeated that I went through. I don't want that to happen with my children. And right now I'm breaking the cycle because I'm steady keeping a house. This is something at my age my mom was not able to do, which is why I actually was raised by grandma, because I grew up in her house. I stayed with her in her house. She provided financially for me. So I'm breaking that cycle, and that is honestly very healing to me, that I know that I'm making it on my own. So that's how I heal personally. How do you prioritize your physical and mental well-being? So physically, on the weekends, I take a bath. I do a whole skincare routine, a black mask that you probably have seen me on TikTok. It peels off. It just makes me feel great. When I accomplish goals mentally, that also drives me to, I get up, I take my kids to the park, I run around with them. That helps me out physically too, because once I actually, on the weekdays, once I get home, everybody's in bed, even, you know, when they're playing, I'm in this bed doing homework most of the day if I'm not making content. And it's only because, like, in like an hour or two, like while they're playing or while they're on the bed coloring with me, dinner time is coming. I'm on a strict schedule, so like I try to get us out on the weekend. So every weekend we're out somewhere doing something, because I'm not as physically active elsewhere but work. So the weekends, like, I definitely push for physical activity, like whether we go inside the mall and we walking around, or, you know, I let them play inside there. I take them to the park. I take them all over just for us to get out and go do stuff. That's usually when I'm just really not so much on my phone, unless I got group meetings, stuff like that. Otherwise, physically, lotion. I feel like with my busy schedule, I realize people in my job do not care for it, even the women, and I can't do it. So just me being able to keep the same night routine for myself, you know, with just being able to washing my face, like keeping clean, keeping my body up to par, just honestly helps. After my cycle, you know, the apple cider vinegar bath, all of that type of stuff, that keeps me going. Drinking my water, I drink 1 gallon of water a day. I got this big bottle that I'm pretty sure you guys see me with on TikTok, and I get that done every day. That also helps me physically. What's some of your favorite memories, and what's gonna help y'all do to make over new ones? So my favorite memory with my family is, I want to say, the time my cousin came up from Texas. He came up, I believe, his dad had just passed, my uncle had just passed, I believe, and Mila's birthday, Mila had just turned 1 too, and all the cousins were there at grandma's house. It was just good for all of us to like be able to come together for that time, because we all had a good time. Kind of turned out bad because I got into it with my cousin at my daughter's first birthday, and that was kind of fucked up, given the fact that they didn't even actually show up for her actual birthday. Everybody just seemed to pop up at the Airbnb after everything happened, so after the party was over. So that was that. But before that, you know, everybody was cool. You know, everybody was at grandma's house. I think folks just kind of took that opportunity to be upset about his father passing and try to take it out on me. And it's crazy because I had just turned 21, and he brought up an argument that we had, and I think I was like 13, 14 when the argument happened. But I remember something he was saying. He was like, when you had said that, I think he said something like, I could kill you for that or something. I'm just sitting there like, I don't even know what. It took me a minute because I was sitting there thinking like, what argument is he even talking about? And it's crazy because I started crying because I'm like, in the back of my mind, one phone call and I could send this nigga to reunite with his dad just like that. Like, and I'm just looking like, I know this nigga is coming from a place of hurt, and it's no excuse, but at the same time, it's just like, I don't even know you like that. Like, you blood, but like, we ain't even that close for me to even be letting you play with me like this. But at the same time, you my uncle's son, and my uncle and my grandma have always been my favorite people in my life. It was just a really weird ass situation that happened. But before that, you know, we had some good memories and we was chilling. Make new ones, I can't even honestly say that's a thing. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm actually closer with my younger cousin, CC Mob, and that's the one y'all seen on my YouTube channel. Like, you know, I talk to everybody still. Like, I talk to my aunt, I talk to the cousin right up under me. I talk to my uncle's son. He the oldest one. So like, honestly, for memories, I don't really see much happening. Like, I don't go back home to Philly. Like, when I left, I told them the next time I come there is when somebody passed away. And that's my grandma passed away. And that was the next time I was actually in Philly. Besides that, I went to go get my kids. And I got my kids and I left after doing a 14, 16-hour drive. I got them, and I was straight back out. Like, we didn't break rest or nothing. I left. So I don't know. I don't really. I see, like, I don't know. I can't really say I could see any memories being made for us in the future. It's more or less like we got this family group chat, you know, where we go to texting each other, and I feel like that's the extent of it. Like, everybody, me and my older cousin live in Texas. I live in Georgia. Everybody else live in Philly, and I don't, at the moment, I'm not looking into going to Texas, like, literally, like, until next year. And I have no intention of going to Philly for real, so I don't really see much happening unless somebody comes slide down this way, so I don't really know. When did you realize your family was toxic? When I was 11. When I was 11, I realized it was something wrong with all of them in there. And I think like a couple years after that is when we brought in and when we actually met my older cousin, or when I met him again, like, I don't know, I guess it could be another story time, but yeah, I don't know, I just feel like at 11 I realized, and I'll have to get into another story time about this, the traumatic event happened in my life where I had to realize how toxic and how screwed up they really was. Do you want to break generational curses? I do. As much as I'm around my kids, my mom has never been around for me like that at all. At all. Everything my kids have, I provide. My mom cannot say that. My mom has actually told me, like, you're a better mother, a better woman than I ever was, than I ever could be. And I appreciate that, because I've always wanted to be a mom since I was young. And I wanted to be a mom since I was young so that I can give somebody else a better life, give somebody something different that what I had. I am very, very, very overprotective of my children because, like I said, sexual abuse is something that I went through, and it seems to actually be a family curse. Like, it seems to be a recurring pattern. So I make sure Mila knows certain things that should not happen, and she knows to tell me if they do. And I made a vow to God that if I should find out about these things, like, I would happily be in an orange jumpsuit. I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to make an example out of anybody that try to. That's one thing, just being an active parent, raising them in a household, a black household, that they can speak freely about their feelings. They can be themselves. No judgment. That's a big thing. Always being judged by somebody in my family, and I'm not really sure why, because I feel like, you know, even though there's probably one of them making more money than me, I'm still doing better than everybody. So it's just like, no judgment again, but it's like, I want to make sure that they live in an environment that they're happy and comfortable in, because you don't see that in a lot of black households, unfortunately. You don't see that, and I want to be the one to make sure that these things get done. I think we got time for one more question, then we're gonna close it out. If you want a part 2 to this, just please let me know. I'm happy to do it. So, how do you visualize peace? Everybody, I visualize peace with my family, just, you know, when I feel like everybody isn't holding on to something. I see peace when we can honestly be adults about situations, which I feel like a lot of them aren't. I feel like with me having to have sat in jail, I've had to learn to control my temper, because not only did I already catch a felony charge, you can also catch another charge within being inside of jail, which will extend your court date longer. Literally, it will literally prolong everything. So I feel like peace to me when it comes to my family is everybody honestly just growing the hell up and understanding when they're right and when they're wrong. You know, this goes beyond how old you are, because no matter how old you are, you could still be wrong. And then this is where problems, at least for me, occur, because I feel like you feel like that's an issue. And at the same time, no matter if you're twice my age, I'm still an adult. You have to still speak and respect me like I'm an adult, because I'm going to do the same with you. So I feel like when everybody in my family understands that, when they have respect for you, when they speak to you like you're an adult, when they speak to you with some type, like when they're not trying to talk down on you, try to make you feel slow, when in reality, when we all together, there's only about 2 of us in the room that actually have some sort of intelligence going on. When everybody can be humble about shit. I feel like that's the peace I envision for my family, when everybody can stop being so judgmental, because you could really speak on some shit that's really topping your shit that you did. I feel like that's the peace that I envision, when everybody honestly can just grow up and be who they're supposed to be the adult that you trying to tell me that you are. When everybody actually grows the hell up. I feel like there's stuff that I'm working on, but shit, I feel like I've covered the bases when everybody communicates properly. They never do. So I feel like, you know, that's the type of peace I see from my family, when I see growth in everybody in different aspects of their life. And then when we come together, I see how we can actually grow as a family, because right now I feel like we only are hanging on because of grandma. We're hanging on because we actually want to stick together and be close to each other. Not saying that we have beef right now, we hate each other or anything like that, but just the fact that I haven't spoken to half of them. I haven't spoken to any of them in except really my mom, and even then I haven't talked to her for a long time until grandma passed away. Like, this is honestly the most I've spoken with them in years. So it's just like, I feel like the only reason we talking now is because grandma's gone, not because we actually really give a damn to talk about each other. Again, not saying that means we hate each other, but it's more like grandma passed, let me see how they doing. Let me make sure everybody okay. Let me check on anybody. Let me call, speak to the kids, you know, stuff like that. And I kind of want it to be a little different. Like, I wish we could be closer. It's kind of up and down for me to say that, because part of me is just like, it's almost like, screw family, except the family that I made and I brought into this world, because of all the stuff they put me through. But at the same time, it's like, y'all all I got left besides my kids. Like, I would like to at least know y'all for real, and my kids love y'all. So like, I guess on the up and up though, I've developed a better relationship with my mom, because my mom did have my kids for the majority of the part while I was in jail. My ex didn't want them. She didn't want to provide for them. So, you know, she'd rather go lay on her back for a half of a Dutch in a wine cooler. So my mom took them. So even though me and my mom had a real rocky for me growing up, I'm in internal debt for her, because the one thing I can never in my life play with is my kids, and I've never not been in my kids' lives except me being locked up. And that was because I had to, not because I didn't want to be in their life, but because I could not be in their lives, and I had to sit in there in jail and not be in their lives. So I feel like I'm in eternal great debt to her for that. So we've gotten better over that, and that's fine. I feel like my mom is the only person that I haven't trauma bonded with over her mom dying, and that's because we started working on our relationship after I got out, more or less because, like I said, of my children. And over my children, I'm gonna forgive and forget anything as long as you did right by them, right? And she did. So, you know, that's a good outcome of this. I'm gonna kind of get closer to everybody else, but I feel like everybody living their lives at the moment. Who knows, one day I'll be building a family compound and everybody just gonna be moving there, I guess. You know, you never know what could happen. But I mean, this is just the backstory of everything that is going on, and some stuff that I feel like is still going on. It's just nobody really want to speak about it. I know they hate to see my mouth coming for real, but you live, you learn. What you don't do is you don't live with regrets, and you always own up to the mistakes that you made. And that right there, my weather watchers, is going to be the end of this video. All of those things make you a better adult. Live, learn, live with no regrets, learn from your mistakes, and be humble about them. Don't forget to like, comment, post notifications, and don't forget to follow me on all of my social media. It's in the description box below. Until next time, bye.